Let's start at the top of the Premier League table then. Arsenal, 5 points clear, Danny. Can anyone catch them?
Yes, but I think it's unlikely. I think Manchester City would be their most realistic rivals. 5 points. If City get in their groove and if they find something that they haven't found so far this season, then they've got every chance. They've got the experience of hunting teams down, of chasing teams down. We've seen it time after time. They've done that.
But is this City side sitting in second as ominous a side?
No, it's not. And that's what, if they find that form.
Yeah.
I think, when you've seen it in the past, the players that they've had, the goals from everywhere, players score, not just, at the moment, it's just Erling Haaland, it seems. Foden's coming to a little bit of form. But I think what you see with Manchester City, there's a vulnerability still there. There's an air of, are City going to go on one of those 15, 16 game winning streaks?
Whereas there doesn't seem to be much vulnerability about Arsenal.
No, there's not. And that's what it is. Arsenal are picking up points and picking up wins when they're not playing particularly well and finding a way to win. And that's all credit to them. And they've just got to keep doing that. They've got to keep grinding out results. There will be performances where they are not scintillating. They are not fantastic to watch, but they just have to win games. No one cares if you win the league. There will be, even the great City sides, Manchester United, Arsenal, there was always performances, more than a handful, that were a bit dour at time, but they nicked a last-minute winner. They nicked a set-piece winner. And that's what Arsenal have got to keep doing. They've come so close on so many occasions now. I think this is their real opportunity. If they don't do it now, then I think Mikel Arteta might come under a little bit of fire.
Got another test to pass at the weekend when they go to Aston Villa. And a Villa win would move them to within 3 points of the leaders. And Villa, they're flying at the moment. After that slow start, they're really going now. Yeah,
but again, you expect them to drop away. Are Villa going to continue that sort of form? You can only, to win the Premier League, you can lose by 4 games maximum, within that. Do I see Villa losing more than that this season? Probably, it is the answer. Can't concede 4 goals and expect to win 5-4 every week, for one. I think, we were expecting Chelsea to come close, but again, they go and lose to Leeds in a really poor performance. They're vulnerable this season. Arsenal are the most consistent. And if they can keep that up, I think it's almost Arsenal's to lose this season.
Chelsea, now 9 points off the top after losing it at Leeds. Young side, lot to like about what they're doing. But Gary Neville said that he thought they looked underprepared for what they were going to face at Ellen Road last night.
Yeah, I think
that looked that way too.
Yeah, I think they got out-muscled, out-fought. When you look at the spine of that side, if you take Caicedo out of it, it's not the strongest in the world. The striker's going to score 20 goals. Probably not, is the answer. Delap's young and he's going to get better, but is he going to get you 20 goals this season? I would say unlikely. Is anyone else going to get 20 goals as a number 9? Probably not, no. Centre-back, again, look vulnerable at times, haven't quite managed to do that. The goalkeeper, it isn't as strong as they've had in the past. So Chelsea are that team at the moment where they will have some magnificent performances, but because of the age of their side and the style of players that they've got, they will be inconsistent from time to time. And I think Chelsea will just lose too many games to win the title this year.
And just coming back to City on the theme of inconsistency, they won that bonkers game at Fulham the other night, but they were hanging on at the end. They needed a last-minute winner against Leeds, having lost to Newcastle and Leverkusen, but before that. Why is there this inconsistency with Guardiola's side at the moment?
Quality of players.
Yeah.
When you look at the quality that Guardiola had after that first season, where he made all his changes and he got in the players that he wanted, and bearing in mind he had some very, very good players before he came in. He tweaked it and added to that. They had a certain way of playing. He was able to get the best out of that team. David Silva, Bernardo Silva, which sometimes unplayable, exceptional. And then even when Sergio Aguero, was out injured, they managed to find a false 9 in a way to play. Kevin De Bruyne came into that. Gundogan scored 15-odd goals that season. Their defence was exceptional. Their goalkeeper was magnificent. You had Cancelo, when he first became that inverted fullback, was unplayable almost. the quality of their squad at one point and the quality of their bench was full internationals, and they had 2 top Premier League sides. They don't have that anymore.
How many players short are they of being that sort of level again, do you think?
4 or 5, I would say. When you look at the team, if you go back to, Company was in that. I think the fullbacks, Kyle Walker was in that side. Cancelo was on the other side. Fernandinho, I think, was in that early team. And then Gundogan came into it, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Sergio Aguero, Riyad Mahrez within that. It was off the charts. You went and you just went, no matter what team they played, you went, it's going to be a tough game today. Now you're looking at it and going, there's a little bit of a chink in the armour. We can, if they're not at full tilt, we can get at this City side. And I think that's where they've lost that air of invincibility.
Yeah, they are 5 points behind the league leaders. Arsenal, Arsenal's title to lose, as Danny said there. Many saying they could well run away with this title. But we're going to go to Dave now, who's going to tell us why we could be in for a title race for the ages.
Well, potentially, yeah, potentially. I've got the top 4 here. So we've got Mikel Arteta, Pep Guardiola, Unai Emery and Enzo Maresca as well. But let's show you, put into a little bit of context, really, how the potential race for the Premier League title is going to go. And certainly, let's take a look at the top 4 and how their league position has altered since the start of the season. Now, you can see the dates along the bottom here, and obviously we've got league position as well in the vertical. Now, each line that you can see here represents one of the teams inside that top 4 right now. I guess one consequence of a bunched-up league this season means that positions have fluctuated actually quite significantly since the start of the season back in August. Now, the red dotted line is Arsenal, follow the light blue for Manchester City, the dark blue is Chelsea. But what I really wanted to highlight here was this green line, which is why you can see it a little bit brighter and bolder on your screen. That is Aston Villa. Look at how they started the season. They didn't score a Premier League goal until the back end of September. They were languishing as well in the bottom 3, but just look how things have changed. It's 8 wins in 9 games. They have shot up the table. They are 3rd, just 6 points behind Arsenal, who, as we've been talking about, they play on Saturday. So if Aston Villa can come from nowhere, can someone else come from nowhere? Are Liverpool too far back? Manchester United? Can either of those two chase Arsenal at the top?
I will take that bet on for you.
I thought that might be the case.
Yes. You're not going to have a very good Christmas. That's a bet you're going to lose. No, I think it's very, very difficult for anybody. Villa, will they have the consistency? Chelsea, will they have the consistency? Even at this stage, I think if you finish above Manchester City, you win the league. Simple as that. I think, City have got good enough players and the wherefore, done it time and time again, they'll be there or thereabouts. Again, it's Arsenal's to lose. It's in their hands. They've got the experience. They've come close a few times. They've now got a much better squad than they've ever had. You'd have to say if Arsenal don't win it this season, that's probably opportunity gone.
Nice try, Dave.
Never mind.
Got to give it a go.
Yeah. Back next week.
Danny, Dave, thanks very much indeed for now. Lots more still to come for you. Manchester United in action.
I mean, that was a hard-fought win in the end, but I'm sure from your point of view, it was about getting the 3 points, was it?
Yeah, that's all it was about, to be fair. Last week was a really intense week, 3 massive games. It was on such a high, and today, we knew we just needed to get the job done, and we did that, so we're happy.
You got to watch that for a lot of the match. What was it like from the bench, watching that first half in particular?
Yeah, I felt we controlled the game really well. We started really well. This man got the assist, I'm happy for him, but yeah, we're just looking for the second goal, which we got in the end, and that secured us the victory.
Yeah, Ben back in the side, another start for you this season, a second, and you had some marauding runs. You pulled the ball back for the opening goal as well. What was it like out there today?
Yeah, it was nice. Obviously not played too many games this season. The boys have been unbelievable, so I think it's just about supporting everyone, whoever's playing, whoever's not, sticking together, and when you do get a chance, perform as high as you can.
It has been mentioned as well that the depth in squad at Arsenal this season, when it comes to the title race, could be one of the differences. Do you think you've got the best squad depth in the league?
Yeah, I don't know. obviously training every day with all these players is unbelievable, and you know there's players that don't get any minutes that would probably start in any other team. So yeah, it's a pleasure every day to work with these boys.
What do you think?
Same as Ben.
Yeah. Just talk me through the goal for a second. Did you think it was going to cross that line? Were you wondering, because you'd had a near miss as well just before that?
Yeah, I just had a near miss just before that, and I was just hoping I'd get another chance, I'll score it, and obviously at first it looked like it wasn't going in, but then the bounce was nice for me, so yeah, I was happy to see it go in.
A lot of football lately. Just finally, just sum up how you're feeling as a squad about this season. It's all going well, 18 unbeaten.
Yeah, you just got to take game by game. I think such a long season, don't want to get carried away with anything, and just keep doing what we're doing.
Fantastic. Bakaya, would you do the honours? Because Ben White, you are player of the match. Congratulations.
Congrats, bro.
A really important night for them. Scan that QR code. You'll be able to see all the goals from tonight's games right now on the Sky Sports app. As Arsenal beat Brentford by 2-0. Villa made it 8 wins out of 9 with a 4-3 victory at Brighton. Palace winning 1-0 at Turf Moor. Forest winning 1-0 at Molineux, who's still without a victory this season. It's the joint worst start by any Premier League side. Leeds 3-1 winners over Chelsea, and it finished 1 apiece at Anfield between Liverpool and Sunderland. So they are still rooted just 2 points, Wolves. Burnley beaten again on 10. Then come West Ham, who've slipped in there tonight because Leeds United have climbed out of the bottom 3 with that victory. 14 points on the board from 14. Forest looking more comfortable now, have a 4-point gap on the bottom 3. Elsewhere, Liverpool in 8th place still. Sunderland stay in 6th. Palace up to 5th. Villa up to 3rd. Then it's City and Arsenal restoring their 5-point advantage at the top.
It's Flo, I think it's one of those nights again when luck isn't on your side. I'm looking at you, Curtis, because you thought you had the assist.
No, it's more for Flo's goal.
And Flo, it was an own goal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter today. We draw. We wanted to win, so yeah, that's all what counts today. So yeah, unlucky.
Unlucky. What do you make of the performance? Because you were calling for more aggression after the defeat to PSV, and Flo, you showed that aggression with the goal that ultimately was an own goal. But was it a better performance, do you feel?
I think so, yeah. And I feel that has been the main point of the whole team and the staff as well that we've spoke about as one. Obviously, you know, we've got the guys in the team that can play, that can score, that can assist. But we've just asked for more aggressiveness, and I think we showed that there, and as you said there with Flo, a guy who, you know, he wants the ball a lot, but of how much that he ran, and yeah, he tackled and stuff. Yeah, just a shame that his goal's down is an own goal.
It was better second half though, wasn't it? It was slow in the first half.
Yeah, but at times it has to be slow. Yeah, we're playing against a team who sat back a bit. We thought that they was going to press more, but yeah, the more that we pass around, it drags them out and then it makes gaps. And yeah, that's the likes of myself, Flo and Domino. Them is you know, if we can get the ball in there, then yeah, we can score or assist, and it showed there at the end. Who's shooting more and gaps are all there, but yeah, as I said, it's one of them nights again, yeah, where it just the last, I don't know, small bit.
And Flo, as a player coming into this team, when Curtis say it's just, you know, just the small things that are causing probably the biggest problems, how would you assess the season so far for you at Liverpool?
Yeah, first of all, I was very welcomed by the team. One of the main reasons, also Curtis, but yeah, it's a very good team, and I'm very happy to be here. Of course, it was now the last weeks were a bit difficult for us as a team, but we are on a good way to come back, and yeah, we are doing everything to come back and win games, and
that's just it, isn't it? The win at the weekend, and then the point tonight. So it's still unbeaten. You've got this mini run that you're on.
Yeah, of course, we wanted to win today. we want to be on the top of the table, and yeah, we just have to continue, keep the hard work, and yeah, continue like this, and then hopefully things will change.
Oh, thanks for your time. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, they're not quite out of the woods yet